Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome to the 12 Games of Christmas. This is a series of 10 videos where in each video we're giving you 12 games that we think are worth your time to buy for others or to hint highly that they buy for you. We want to say thank you to our sponsor, Days of Wonder, Repos Productions, and Liberloo. They make amazing games, and their games will be a wonderful fit for any family's collection. Speaking of families, today we're talking about kids games. And kids games are a tough one because the stores are filled with trash. Kids games that aren't very good. There's all over the place. But we know some good ones for you. So we have a list of 12 for you. Let's get started.
First up on the kids game list is going to be a series of games from Chip Theory Kids. Now, Chip Theory is a publisher who tends to do really lavish, great production of games, but their kids line has the right amount of production. A lot of these games have cool little magnetic boards that you can place the pieces onto so that the kids can not worry about knocking things around and keep working on these games. Now there's the first series that they did was a lot of puzzles, tangram type puzzles, pixel type puzzles, and logic. And then they also came out with a series of games afterwards that are less puzzly. Some of them are storytelling games and some of them have different little, just very fun, very simple, kids approachable games. They all look great. Like I said, great componentry. Several of them are designed by famed designer Rainer Knizia. And so you can buy them as a bundle or you can buy them just as individual things. And they do a good job of lining up what's the minimum age that they tend to line up well for. So go look at the Chip Theory Kids game line.
Our next recommendation is going to be Exit the Game Family. This is going to be different than the regular Exit series as they are geared specifically towards children and younger families. I do put this more in a children's category instead of the family because of the very young nature of the stories in this. The puzzles are also simple enough, I think, for about a 12-year-old to figure out. So 10 to 12-year-olds is what you're going to need for the puzzles, but the younger kids are definitely going to find themselves more engaged with this story and the humor that's presented. With a little help from those older siblings, though, I don't think that kids will have a problem with these puzzles, and they're definitely going to be engaged in these ones, where it is a full body effort at some points. So if you have a sibling group or maybe kind of slightly older kids that are interested in games here, check out for them Exit the Game Family.
Next up, we've got Ghost Fightin' Treasure Hunters, which is a really fun title to say. This one kind of feels like a version of Pandemic for kids. It's got roll and move. You're going to be rolling, you're going to be moving your adventure into this haunted mansion, trying to rescue these gems, maybe steal the gems, I'm not sure what you're doing, and get them out of the house before there are too many ghosts that pile up in these rooms and stop you from doing that. Some great cooperation, nice levels of play where you can play on a really basic level, just get the gems out, and then you can step it up if you want to. Now you have to take the gems out in numerical order. Suddenly it matters in which room you find the gems, where they are. You have to really coordinate how you're going to plan your traversal of the room. You often have to meet up in the same room and take down one of these big bosses, the big red ghost. And so there's a lot happening here, but it's ultimately you roll, you move, you work together, try to rescue these gems out of there. So Ghost Fightin' Treasure Hunters, a really fun game for kids, and I think the adults won't mind playing along.
All right, the next one is Happy Mochi. This was a surprise for me because it comes in a small box and it's about mochi, which I really didn't know what they were. But anyway, this is a very cute family weight game that I've actually played a lot with adults as well. I played with my daughter. It's a light card shedding game that you're trying to, the numbers can ascend or they can descend, and you're trying to, well, shed your cards. But then there's also the Happy Mochi. You have to match the colors. You can get them to go the other way. Up and down, reverse it. This has a good feeling. There's a little bit of take that in there, but it's not punishing. That's the big thing with the family weight game, because take that as something you have to kind of tiptoe around. This one does it really well. The artwork is extremely cute. It's got some really funny moments, and the fact that it plays well at 2, which is really rough on a card shading game like this. So I played with my 8-year-old daughter, just 2 of us, and it's a lot of fun, and she enjoys this. So this is one to check out. This is Happy Mochi.
Our next game is Junior Stratego. Junior Stratego is a game that's near and dear to my heart because I grew up playing Stratego, that game where you're pieces and you know the numbers on them and you attack the opponents, and the higher or lower number wins depending on the version you're playing. Junior Stratego is very similar. It's been out for several years, but there's nice new versions of it now. They're cool pieces where the kids can see the numbers. It slightly reduces the complexity of normal Stratego so that young kids can play it. And it gives kids that whole idea of, ooh, where should I hide? Where should I hide my flag that you can't get it? Where do I put the things that will stop you? Where is your high number? And then the idea of the higher numbers beating the lower numbers, but then one can beat the highest number. Some really neat concepts that are fun, and you can see the gears in kids' heads move as they play this game. Definitely worth checking out, Junior Stratego.
All right. So as far as kids games, Chronicles of Crime is great, but do not recommend it for kids. But they do have Kids Chronicles. Kids Chronicles is like Chronicles of Crime, but you can play it with kids. And it also takes place in kind of a fantasy world. Because one of the best parts of Chronicles of Crime for me is being able to use that app and look around a crime scene or just even a room. It doesn't have to be a crime scene. It gives you that VR look so you can find clues and things. Now, with this, I always do cast it to the TV so that if one person is doing it, everybody else can kind of see what's going on. This is great. Our daughter got to the point where she's like, I want to live there. And that's pretty cool because they can read stories and things, but when you do Kids Chronicles, you feel like you're living through that story. You are in that wizard's room that just lost his cat or whatever, You are invested in that story because you see those characters come to life through VR, through the TV. You feel really invested. This is kind of like them being inside of a storybook. This one I can't stress enough. This is one to definitely check out. Even if you haven't played Chronicles of Crime, this Kids Chronicles is one to definitely look at.
And our next recommendation is Micro Macro Crazy City Park. If you've seen the original, you're going to find a lot of similarities in this one. It's just that the cases themselves are geared towards a more kids or family content, family age-appropriate content. So you're not going to have some of those adult themes that you have before, but you still are going to have that crime-fighting excitement as you have some sort of case and you're going to follow it through time forward and backwards on this static map. So everyone's involved, standing up, looking at the table, trying to track down and figure out the case. This is definitely ones that kids can do on their own, or they can, again, engage with their older siblings as well. Rules are very light, quick to the table, and a really fun activity for all kids. So if that sounds like the group that you're thinking of, check out Micro Macro Kids Crazy City Park.
For the kids that love puzzles, Rove Jr. is going to be a good one. First of all, it's a tiny little thing. Comes in a wallet-sized envelope, basically. And you are going to be putting out these cards in front of you, trying to move them into the correct positions to solve a puzzle. Help this little robot, whose name is Rove, accomplish his missions on a strange planet. Really neat, puzzly, engaging, might be tricky and the kids might need a little help, but once they figure out how the moving parts move, I think they're going to be off and running, and it's going to be one that's very dynamic, very mind-opening in a way, especially for how big the game is. So Rove Jr. is one that I certainly recommend, and I think you should look into it.
For our next game, we have Splendor Kids. Now, if you are a Splendor fan, but your kids are not quite ready for that intense abstract thinking, instead, Splendor Kids has a very visual way of helping kids know what they need to work towards next. I think this is a great introductory game if you're looking to get your kids to play Splendor in the future.
I think most kids are going to be drawn into this next pick just as soon as they see the box, and this is going to be Spotlight. In Spotlight, you are going to have a Where's Waldo kind of adventure as you are trying to see how many times a character appeals in this specific section of a larger picture that you have. So you're going to have a picture that is covered with this dark film, and then you'll have this light flashlight that you kind of get to shine in it in order to go through and count how many occurrences there are of this character. Ultimately, you want to find as many as possible because that's going to help you advance towards your goal, but be careful not to just overshoot because there's consequences to that as well. So this is a fun Where's Waldo feel with a great toy-like feature that I think a lot of kids will enjoy. That sounds like it piques their interest. Check out Spotlight.
Next up on the kids game list is Tricky Kids. This is a trick-taking game that only has 3 different suits, but what makes this unique is that the players are going to actually write the numbers on their own cards. They're all dry erase, and you just have to have all your numbers equal 21. So you could have some really high cards, some really low cards, or maybe you want to make most of your cards somewhere in the middle. This is really cool about kind of teaching the trick-taking skills, but also reading the other players and trying to figure out, do you think they're going to go crazy high, crazy low? So the really good moments in here, and there's some fun ways to make it more advanced as well. So Tricky Kids might be a good choice.
Our final game today is Super Trains. Now, Super Trains, you are a train that is a superhero. Now, this is a game for kids. It's made from the same folks who made Quest Kids, which is a game I've recommended before. And in this game, you have a map and you're moving around the city and then you're a train. So you're picking up passengers, you're delivering gears, you're trying to upgrade so that you can fight the bad guys, that you can fight the evil roller as a super train. This is a very fun, entertaining game for younger children with nice 3D trains that you're moving around, but the idea of upgrading, getting better, taking something from one spot to another, and handling problems along the way. Route direction, there's a lot of concepts that are in other games, but are very simplified, and it's also just a fun, silly theme. Feels like it's based on a children's cartoon. They'll have a lot of fun playing Super Trains. And that's it, 12 great games for kids for you to get for them for Christmas this year. Put them under the tree. They'll have a lot of fun playing. We tried to pick games that are in print, so a search on the internet should find most of these for you. Once again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Days of Wonder, Repos Productions, and Libellude, for all the wonderful games that they make. And we want to say thank you to you all for watching. Check out our other 9 lists. There's a lot of cool games we're talking about this year. But until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and this is the 12 Games of Christmas, Kids Edition. Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.